Oklahoma, huddle up. It's time to go inside the high school huddle on Hot 93.7 FM and streaming worldwide on GuthrieSportsPage.com. The high school huddle will take you where you want to go with coaches, players, your phone calls, texts, and tweets. Join the huddle and let's talk high school sports with your hosts, Chris Evans, Casey Porter, and Phil Nichols.
Good Wednesday to you. Hot 93.7 FM KSBI. It is the High School Huddle presented by Legacy Wealth Advisory Group, LegacyWag.com, LegacyWagBenefits.com. And got a great show for you here as we're going to talk second round of the playoffs. There's a lot of things that we projected last week and thought were going to happen. That's exactly what happened. There was a few upsets as well. But bring in my partners, Phil Nichols, Casey Porter. And guys, everything good? Going well?
Good. Ready for this Friday? A lot of fun, a lot of great football. Good times.
We have a new gig nowadays, don't we?
Singing?
No.
Dancing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our radio crew has a new gig.
Oh, yeah. We're excited
Guthrie
about
got
that.
beat out last week, so we picked up the number 1 ranked Crescent Tigers.
It's going to be fun.
So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going over there and seeing the kids play and seeing what happens. I mean, they've got to – I know we're going to talk about that a little bit more, Chris, later on, but got some pretty exciting stuff coming up this week in high school football. Of course. Okay. Oh, boy.
$9.99, so okay, very good.
Okay. Are we back on?
Yep.
All right.
Boy.
Yeah, we stuttered a little bit. I saw the internet stutter a little bit as well. So our feed is back. But what were you saying, Phil? Sorry.
I'm looking forward to Friday.
Yeah, we'll be broadcasting Crescent as they host Rejoice Christian, and there's several games we're going to talk about. Class A football, pretty good football going on in Logan County, guys.
Yeah.
3 of the 4 teams still playing.
Yep.
Coyle won their home game; they're district champions. Crescent won their home game, district champions. Cashion got to host the playoff game, and they won. They got a tough one coming up in Afton. So we're going to talk a lot of Class A football here. And real quickly, I want to say this real quick. I don't know what I was watching last night, but
Wait, are we going to have I feel like we're on the verge of a Casey Porter Power Hour.
No, he's producing right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first story off of Channel 5 last night, Abigail Ogo was reporting that the headline comes off as parent files complain about prayer before Norman High School football game. Have you seen this? A parent was upset about a group prayer that took place recently at Norman High School football game. A national group said the team and coaches violate the separation of church and state, which is why it's a demanding change. The parent, who did not want to be mentioned,
not,
well, didn't want her child to be bullied.
Thanks for believing in your cause. Go ahead.
Said the Freedom from Religious Foundation wrote a letter to Norman Public Schools, which Norman Public Schools did not know about this until Channel 5 approached them about that, letting them know.
On the record, they didn't know about
it. True, yeah. Letting Norman know that, letting them know it's illegal to let a coach pray with their team because it's a school sponsorship of religion.
Yep, you're correct. Now,
go ahead.
I mean, they're right. I mean, I don't know. There's, if as a parent you want to press that issue, you can.
Well,
right?
I mean, that's press the issue, and if I was a coach, I'd say, listen, nobody makes anybody pray. If they don't want to pray, they don't have to pray.
Moment of silence.
I guess it's one of those deals the coach can't lead it.
Correct.
It has to be up to the players
it has
to lead
be
it.
a moment of silence.
No, the kids can decide to pray on their own.
Correct.
Doesn't have to be. Everybody doesn't have to sit there and stare
Correct.
at each other. But the kids have to start it.
So can the coach remove himself, or can he
Coach can pray with
participate?
The
You
coach
can have
pray
a
with
moment
them.
of silence. Absolutely. You
Coach
can
can
call
pray
it a
with
moment
them.
of silence,
Yeah.
and
If people
you
want
can say,
to pray,
hey, guys, we're going to have a minute. You do what you did. Whatever it is that you do, you're going to have a moment to do that, and you go about it that way. So you don't like have a coach get up there and pray.
Right.
Or whatever.
Right.
There's still a lot of people that do because this is Oklahoma, the Bible Belt, right? But yeah, if you're a parent and you want to press that issue as far as a prayer goes, that's been for a long time now that you have to separate church and state, which we could have that debate for
years.
Years.
We've been having it for
and
years.
there would be good points on both sides. But in this case, it needs to be. It needs to be a moment of silence like most public schools do every single day. They brought that back with the national anthem, which is an awesome thing.
So let me ask you this, because a lot of times you see football teams recite the Lord's Prayer after the football game. So do you approach the kids at the beginning of the season that we're going to do this? If anybody doesn't want to do this, no?
The kids have to do that.
Kids have to do that.
Yeah. If it's led by an adult that is paid by the public schools, then there cannot be, at least by law, any kind of encouragement to pray to any specific religion. It has to be a moment of silence.
Phil, is this one of those deals like 98% of the nation don't have a problem with it, but 2% does, and so
I don't think it's that high to have a problem with it.
yeah.
But you know what? To Casey's point, I mean, I know all three of us where we land on this personally. But,
yes.
But
if you want to get it through, here's how you have to do it.
Right, and I think the other side of this is that if you're a child that practices Islam,
mm-hmm. or some other religion other than Christianity,
Jewish, or you're right. I mean, I get it. I get it. But there's a right way and a wrong way to approach everything, isn't there?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. I tend to these things used to make my head explode, but then I realized I'd be dead about 14 years ago if I didn't stop.
Well,
so
the way you have to approach this is we want to continue to let the kids that want to pray continue to pray.
Sure.
So how do we need to go about this legally to get
sure.
that done?
Yep.
And you don't do that. You don't get that done by making everybody who doesn't want this to happen mad. Does that make sense?
That's right.
So you have to be political about it, and you have to go about it to where everybody has the ability to do what they want to do.
I mean, guys, one of the founding principles, I would argue the most important founding principle of our nation was freedom of religion.
And
so, I mean, I don't have a problem with, I mean, I get it. I mean, it's, everybody's got their own thing. I thank God we live in a country where you can practice whatever religion you want to practice.
It's simple. Coach goes up to the huddle. You say, hey, guys, we're going to have a moment of silence. You have a moment of silence, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else
Not
mentioned.
a big deal.
Not a big deal at all.
But,
to me, it's not.
Right. And I guess to me also, for this parent that filed the complaint, they have every right to do that. And based on what we know, they're in the right. Now, that doesn't mean I agree with it.
Well,
but they're in the right.
And I'll say this, the school system's a sitting duck, so if you want to be one of those people that want to complain about everything.
You always can.
You always can.
It's easy.
There's always something to complain about.
Yep.
All right. Well, I thought that would be interesting. Here's another note real quick off the playing field. Longtime basketball coach Rick Wilson, who's was at Carl Albert, Weatherford, Elk City. We mainly got to know him at Carl Albert. Suffered a stroke on the basketball side. He's at Duke now, coaching there. It happened at Indiana, and they really don't have much details
when did this happen, Chris?
This was he's actually remaining in intensive care Wednesday. This is on the Oklahoman's website. But Rick Wilson, long-time successful girls basketball coach. So
well, I don't work for the school, so I can say I can pray for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And ask everybody else to pray for him.
The funny part about it, when Morrison won 91 games in a row, there were a whole bunch of schools in the state of Oklahoma that prayed every week that they didn't have to play them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, guys, let's get to the gridiron here real quick. Let's start.
So you came out swinging tonight, brother.
Just came out getting off real quick. Hey, let's get to the gridiron and 6A1 football real quick. Again, there was no upsets. Phil and I last week, Casey, you would probably agree with this.
No upsets where?
On 6A1.
6A1.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
East side winning all four.
Well, there's only one game where there could be an upset, and that would be the exact finals.
Yeah, Broken.
And I don't even know if that'd be an upset.
Well, we thought if there was one that could happen, it would be Norman North taking down Broken Arrow, and it was a good game, 31-28. But Union took down Santa Fe 28-3. Owasso took down Westmore 37-16, and Jinx took down Moore 49-16. So Jinx Owasso semifinal, Union and Broken Arrow in the other final. Both those games will be on Cox TV. Semifinals at Tulsa.
Jinx Owasso is a rematch from week 2, where Owasso just really took them behind the woodshed. Week 1,
where
Owasso took them really behind the woodshed. It was like 49-3
the brakes off of them. Now, Jinx is playing a little different kind of football than they were then, too. So, that's I think the Jinx Owasso game, I think Owasso will win that, but I think it'll be very, very close. And I think that Union sells through into the finals, and then, I think we'll have a Owasso Union rematch for the gold ball.
Should, of course, all the other states in the Union are trying to make schools bigger, so you can pool your resources together and provide more resources and make it more efficient.
Kind of makes sense.
Oklahoma has over 400 high schools.
We have about as many high schools as the state of Texas does.
Yeah, and it's more per capita than any other state in the Union, and I've actually looked that up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The state of Kansas is the second most with about 403, 404, somewhere in there. Oklahoma's around 408, 409 high schools, and they've lost some, So in the day and age where most states are trying to get bigger, my question is, with the Owassos, the Broken Arrows, the Mustangs, is there anything that legislation should do to make them split up?
Well,
like all of the schools on the west side have done. Should you make the Broken Arrows, who have over 5,000 students, should you make them have to break up?
Well, I don't think I think Mustang Yukon are taking the east side approach to things now, because they're I think they are the two largest school districts on this side.
But I mean, you go to Broken Arrow. Should that be one school?
How many do they have?
Over 5,000.
Over 5,000. If you go to college campus, I mean, literally to get from one class to the other, you're leaving buildings, and you're walking a half an acre.
So they're averaging over 1,000. They're averaging about 1,250 kids a class.
That's 11 and 12. That doesn't count 9 and 10 like Guthrie does.
No, I think
What?
I think it does count. ADM counts as 9 through 12.
Okay, so you're saying they're ADM
9 through 12. I think their buildings are separate. I think you have 9th and 10th grader in one building and 11th and 12th graders in another building. I think that's the separation.
Oklahoma has 481 high schools.
That's too many. That sounds like a lot to me, but
I mean, I'd like to see them. Just my personal opinion. I think
you have
it'd be great.
77 counties.
Never mind. I'll hold
481
my
high
opinion.
schools.
Go ahead, Casey.
Go ahead.
Jeez.
what do you got?
Casey Porter Power Hour over there. My goodness. I forgot what I was going to say. No, I would like to see, like if we look at our own county, we've got, and this is going to upset some people, but we've got, Guthrie, Crescent, Mulhall-Orlando, and Coyle, right?
Cashin's and mostly in Kingfisher
Right.
County.
But if we look at just the ones that are primarily in our county, I mean, how hard would it be to have one central administration for all of those schools? I mean, how much?
That's been the solution I've heard the most, is instead of breaking the schools down, break the administration down.
If it was a private sector business and expenses were out of control and you couldn't keep up and you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that, that's what private businesses would do. They'd be consolidating resources. I mean,
that would be, but when you get into the big cities, I mean, like Oklahoma County and Tulsa County, that'd be a little bit more difficult.
a little more difficult. Yeah, it would be. No, it would be.
A little bit, but
think if we could get that 400 some number down to a manageable number, think about how much more resources we would have.
So you say a county superintendent. Mm-hmm. So you would also then have
even do districts. I mean, when I say districts, I mean a bigger area.
Yeah.
But yeah, just have a county superintendent,
county board of education.
Sure, county board of education.
Got to have 2 from this spot, 2 from this spot.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Yeah,
You still got to have the teachers to teach the kids. You still got to have. I mean, you'd still have some administration at the different locations for the buildings. Obviously, you'd probably have to have. Well, no, you could do that, because even with the schools we mentioned, that would make us. We still wouldn't be as big as Union, Jenks, any of those schools.
No.
I mean, we'd still be a middle of the road size 6A school, right?
Oh,
True?
yeah.
I mean, very much, maybe even 6A Division 2. I don't know, but that makes sense to me.
The bigger picture would be to save money for classrooms. Is that go toward the classroom?
To go towards the classrooms. Yeah, absolutely. I mean. Yeah. We're there to educate the kids. We're not there to, and again, I know I'm making a lot of people upset right now, but we're there to educate the kids. We're not there to just provide additional jobs for everybody that wants one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know of 2 high schools off the top of my head that have less than 20 kids in them, 9 through 12.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Less than 20 kids.
Yeah, I looked it up. We looked it up that one
we
time.
Did.
Yeah. And the list of the below 50 was beyond.
Yeah.
One of them has a Major League Baseball player playing for the Pittsburgh Pirates right now.
Jordy Mercer?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I got that one.
I'm just always going with Jim Smith or John Smith.
Well, Tologa's got tons of
Tologa.
Brad Gore, the head coach at Enid, is from Tologa. They were really good.
He's from Tologa?
Yeah.
The OSU guy back in the day, too. Wasn't he from Tologa?
OSU guy back in the day.
Talking about the catcher?
Baseball?
Small school. Daggone it. Monty Ferris.
No, he was Leedy.
Leedy. Okay, I knew it was somewhere up there. All right.
Which meant he might have been from Tologa, but he played. Those schools out there, that depends on who.
This is interesting.
Who's good with what?
Carl King just commented. He said, if he's not mistaken, down here in Florida, evidently that's where Carl lives now. They have county soup. 67 counties, he believes.
Yeah.
Well, there would be 77 counties here in Oklahoma.
So you have a county superintendent.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's what. Thank you, Carl, for that. I really appreciate that.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, and I think there's examples all over the place, but anybody that thinks what we're doing is working, they're kidding themselves.
Well, and why can't a kid from Coyle?
And I'm not saying that towards our school districts. I'm saying the way our state government and the way we manage things, it's just not working. It's just not working.
Why can't a kid from Coyle or Mulhole, if Guthrie has a program, they don't? Why can't they bus over like
Co-op.
they do for the VOTEC and co-op?
And you think about some of the, like I know Coyle girls last year, I believe it was last year, had a hard time, maybe the year before, had a hard time getting the numbers for a girls softball team. Mm-hmm. So their girls went to, was it Perry? Mm-hmm. Is that correct? I think it was Perry and played last year, I believe.
Yes, that's
and
right.
So,
that's right.
You know, I don't know. Not always,
it's an interesting
not always
debate.
logical.
It's been going on for a long time. From a money perspective, it does not make sense to have a little under 500 high schools in 77 counties. But, you know, you take these schools, these high schools away from these communities, just drive through Marshall, Oklahoma, and see what you got.
Yeah.
You know, these towns, as soon as you take, of course, the carrot that you throw in front of them, you dangle in front of them is, well, we'll give you the elementary school.
Right.
Right? Well, that only lasts until that building becomes dilapidated, right?
Coyle's not around if they don't have a school.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
And then as soon as that elementary school that's 60 years old right now becomes unusable, then where do you rebuild the new elementary school? Right next to the high school, right? So then 10 or 15 years later, the school, that town has absolutely nothing to it. So these towns fight tooth and nail to keep their high schools, and they should.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Need to get to a break before we start talking 6A Division II football, and we definitely got to get to Class A football, 5A football as well. We got to try to get to all the classes here as we jam-pack this show for up to the 7 o'clock hour. I want to answer this question real quick before we go to our next break. Lady wants to know, is it true Guthrie doesn't have high school volleyball? That is true. Guthrie does not have volleyball. Guthrie barely has enough to fill out girls' basketball team right now, so we don't have enough numbers to do that.
I wanted to add to this conversation before we go to break, just so you'll know. In the state of Oklahoma, we did at one time have county superintendents. That was the way it was set up. And they actually did away with them.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, so that was the system originally, and then they did away with that system because they wanted more local power.
You know what? Just write your state legislator. They'll take care of it.
Oh, yeah. And if they can't get it done now, they'll just call an extra session.
All right, we're going to get back to the gridiron and Stillwater Pioneers. What in the world happened?
Yeah.
My
Pioneers.
We're going to talk about that after this timeout. This is the High School Huddle presented by Legacy Wealth Advisory Group.
Legacy Wealth Advisory Group, your business wealth advisory experts, provide consulting, training, and turnkey solutions for businesses and their employees. Legacy provides solutions and strategies for employee benefits, human resources, commercial insurance, estate planning, and tax planning. Visit them online at legacywag.com or contact Legacy at 405-216-5578 for a free consultation and start planning your future today.
These tenders have always been my number one. Crispy, tasty, crazy delicious. They rule.
Celebrate Golden Shake's golden anniversary with Golden Tenders. Pick up the $6 3-tender deal today. 3 crispy hand-battered tenders, fries or mashed potatoes, a hot roll, gravy or sauce, and a 20-ounce drink. All for just $6.
50 years. You rock, Golden Chick.
Golden Chick.
At Brown Engineering, our civil and environmental engineering services specialize in water systems for rural water districts and small communities in Oklahoma. Our architectural services specialize in civic and commercial architecture for small to medium-sized communities throughout the state. For engineering projects, call Phil Brown or Mike Brown. And for architectural projects, contact Jana Phillips at 405-372-4848. Brown Engineering, Architecture and Engineering.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 and the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
At
F&M Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. F&M Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out F&M Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. F&M Bank is a neighbor you can count on. F&M Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
What makes a great bank? Financial strength, convenient hours in multiple locations, the latest financial tools. Bank First offers this and more, a lot more. In fact, Bank First employees volunteer with nonprofits, serve on school boards, church and civic groups in every city we serve. Bank First does this because we're more than just another bank. We're an integral part of 50 Oklahoma communities. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma and you. Member FDIC.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle. Join the huddle yourself and let us know your thoughts by calling our toll-free number at 1-800-897-3678. Don't have time to call? Send us a text at 405-973-8645 or simply tweet us by using the hashtag OKHSHuddle. Now let's get back in the huddle and talk high school sports.
With Miss Mustang Bronco Jordan in our Stillwater studio. Whoa. Stillwater Pioneer Casey Porter.
Whoa.
Eureka High School Phil Nichols.
Yeah. Tornadoes.
Guthrie Blue Jay.
They
Chris
still in it?
Tornadoes.
Are they still in it?
Blue Jays?
No.
Stillwater?
Eureka.
No, they're not.
Our
believe.
3 schools are done.
No, I have not been to a high school football game since.
So the Legacy WAG doesn't sponsor Eureka high school football?
Until they start winning.
They get whatever they want out of me. Proud Eureka Tornado alum. Very proud of my.
You'll be happy. I just shared this broadcast on my Facebook page.
Oh, absolutely. We are presented by Legacy Wealth Advisory Group, LegacyWag.com, LegacyWagBenefits.com, and if you have AT&T phone, or in the iPhone, I don't think you're able to get out. We have the iPhones and we can't communicate with people.
But we got bigger problems.
We got bigger problems.
Look at what Mr. Chappell just posted.
I know, yeah. But he wants to post pictures. That's a safety feature.
We got a bigger problem.
He can't do it on here.
He can't?
No.
Okay, it's all good then.
Yeah, safety feature. Safety feature. Hey, we are on the road. We are going to Crescent, Oklahoma for the 11-0 Crescent Tigers. Number 1, number 2, however you want to look at it. Taking on Rejoice Christian. They've only lost one game all season long. Rejoice Christian, by the way, in Owasso is where they come from.
Really?
But, yeah. Okay. They've only lost one game this year, and it came to Afton, who most say is your number 1 team, maybe your number 2, however you want to look at it. And that was a 2-point loss by Rejoice Christian in that one.
Crescent's got this. Yes. This is a big game.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
And this is one of 4 or 5 teams, Casey, in Class A football that can win it in the meeting up in Crescent.
I would say you've got what, Minko?
Yes.
You've got Crescent. You've got Afton. You got OCA and Rejoice Christian. I think you have 5 teams that have a chance.
Right.
Okay, and if you do use the transitive property and you look at some of the teams that Afton has played versus who's Crescent's played, I think you would have to say that Crescent's the clear number 1. And just watching Crescent play with Hunter Bowers, the 220-pound quarterback, and they've got another Musil, the long line of Musils that's right around 200 pounds, and a middle linebacker that's just as tough as can be, and Emery that runs the ball, and great scheme with Coach Fisher. If you use a transitive property, I don't think there's any doubt about it that, in my opinion, Crescent's number one. Now, having said that, just ask Morrison what Afton's all about. They had to kick him out of their basketball tournament last year because all they wanted to do was fight. So anytime you play Afton, you know you're going to have to bring your boxing gloves, and I'm talking specifically to the Cashin Wildcats. So there's 3 things that Cashin's going to need as they go on the road this week as they travel east almost into Arkansas. They're going to need, 1, a good bus because it's a long ways over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to need boxing gloves because Afton likes to fight, because they almost got kicked out of the Morrison basketball tournament last year. And number 3, bring your own water, because the water over there is terrible.
Were they provoked?
Maybe it was a bad weekend.
Were they provoked?
It may have been, but but they're pretty rowdy. I can tell you that. You're in for a fight.
Rowdy's okay.
I'm not saying it's bad.
I kind of like rowdy.
Well, luckily we will find out, but I don't know who's.
Them Crescent boys ain't afraid to roll up their sleeves.
That's definitely Cashin this week, though. So.
They got Cashin this week, and I don't know who's better between Crescent and Afton, but I can tell you this: Afton has, or Cashin or Minko has a tougher road because Minko, Afton, and Cashin are on the upper side of the bracket and will have to play each other before the semifinals. And then you got Morrison on top of that bracket, too.
Yeah.
So.
Although Crescent has to play Rejoice Christian and then Oklahoma Christian.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, Oklahoma Christian could be the second best team in Class A. So it's a tough go at it either way. I think there's 5. Now, obviously, you could always throw in a Morrison or somebody like that could get hot at the right time.
Sure,
right?
sure.
But I think looking at it right now, you have 5 favorites to say that have a legitimate chance to win a gold ball in Class A. Would anybody disagree with that?
No.
I think that's right.
A5 proven to be, once again, strong with Cashin getting a victory, Crescent getting a victory. Morrison goes on the road. Kiefer, and actually shuts out Kiefer 28-0. Kiefer like, hey, we get to host a playoff game. Yeah. Oh, here's Morrison.
All right, Phil.
Welcome to this.
All right, Phil, what is Kiefer's mascot?
The Tigers.
Nope. Chris?
Which one?
Kiefer.
Kangaroos.
Oh, they are red and white.
Mm-hmm. In black, yeah.
Black, red and white. Trojans.
The Trojans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why did you?
Yeah. Teddy O'Donnell kicked out.
It had to come through my mind.
Teddy O'Donnell kicked out their head baseball coach one day for literally talking to his assistant and asking him what he thought about the first pitch of the game. And he said, "You're out of the game." And I told you if you said one word, you're out. And I meant it.
Not even allowed to talk?
Ripley. Oh, no.
That's how people get their butts whooped where I'm from.
Well.
Pawnee,
you're not going to whoop Teddy O'Donnell, so.
Oh, okay. Trot him out. Let's see.
No, if you saw him, you'd agree.
No, trot him out. I'll give him a run. Let's go.
Pawnee's the only A5 team to get beat, and that was a close one on the road in Hominy, 36-33. So once again, we always talk about the power conferences or the power districts. A5 once again proves they are pretty darn good, and they got 2 teams with big games on their scheduled this week. But again, we'll be in Crescent for the broadcast, video broadcast. That one should be a lot of fun. Get over there. I know the people in Crescent are excited to have us, and we're excited to be there as well.
What used to be A7 is now A5.
Yeah.
That's always been the most intriguing class to me because it has the most amount of local schools that are good. You talk about Pawnee, you talk about Morrison, Crescent, Cashin, Hominy somewhat close, so it's a and then you have Woodland, which is pretty close, and Pawhuska is just up there by Ponca City. So that's the class that I always follow the closest because it seems like you have the most amount of teams that are good close to us.
And don't forget, we keep bragging about and rightfully so, the running back and the quarterback for Crescent, but their defense is holding like 10 points or 11 points less or something per game, something ridiculous like that. So Rejoice Christian, who's come to town, so that will be interesting to watch. And Rejoice Christian, their only loss coming to Afton, losing by 2. I think it was like 22-20, but Rejoice Christian had a pretty tough game on their hands in the first round as they took down Gore. 20-12, Porter, 20-12. So Rejoice Christian's had a lot of close games this year, or Crescent, put 76 up on Porter. But
that's the thing about Crescent that the Crescent people I know are a little concerned with is if you look at the Crescent scores this year,
lopsided.
It's been lopsided. So what happens when you get in a good game and you start the fourth quarter and you're down 2 points? How do your kids respond to that? They may respond well, we don't know, but they just haven't been in that situation yet.
And Guthrie fans recall that in 2007 because that was like, well, when they do get into a ball game, how are they going to react? And they reacted fine.
The difference is, in my opinion, they have the best quarterback in Class A, and I don't think there's any doubt about it with Hunter Bowers, 6 foot, a little over 6 foot, about 215, 220 pounds. That can throw it. He can throw it basically from Logan to Payne County in the air. I mean, he's legit. Then you have another Musil. The offensive and defensive line, same guys pretty much average over 250 pounds. And in Class A, that's pretty good.
Chad Henning thinks it's going to be a low-scoring game. He said, I don't see it being a high-scoring game. Crescent's D is crazy. Emory and Portwood will shut it down. So
Portwood being one of those big defensive linemen that go 260-plus. Emory's that middle linebacker and running back. But I would disagree with this. I think Crescent's going to score. I don't think there's anybody that can stop Crescent. I think if Rejoice Christian wants to go in and win that game, they're going to have to match them. I just do not think the way that Crescent runs that offense, as multiple as they are, as many personnel sets as they can get into, and with the talent they have, I do not think anybody's going to stop them from scoring.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I mean, this is it's not just because we get to, we're lucky enough we get to go call the game and be with these kids, but it's a Logan County school.
No doubt.
I want a gold ball in Logan County this year.
Crescent goes from 0-10 to 11-0, so it's
all with the same senior class.
Yeah, it's a great story. We'll dig in that on Friday night. I hope you can join us on that broadcast. 6A Division II, Midwest City, the Bombers no issues with Sand Springs, 47-12. Stillwater goes into Bixby. Bixby having off-field issues,
of stuff.
But no issues. They take down Stillwater 41-14, and maybe the youth against an experienced team. Bixby's not as talented as they have been the last 3 years, but they're still a very good team in 6A2.
What's going on with the off-the-field stuff? Has there been anything else reported this week?
I haven't seen anything on that. Investigation continues.
And we're not going to. We're sure not going to elaborate because it's an investigation at this point. But it sure didn't sound good last Friday when we were driving down to Ardmore. So.
There's a lot to say about a team that's won every gold ball in their class.
Yeah.
When it comes playoff time.
Yeah, quite a bit.
We mentioned that 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
About I think we all mentioned that we think that this is probably going to be a very difficult game for Stillwater. I think I actually predicted them to lose for the simple fact that you have a sophomore quarterback, you have a freshman running back, you have a defense that I think people have eventually caught on to with that odd stack, and then you rely on throwing the deep ball and then running a freshman quarterback. At some point you can run into problems against a team that knows how to win like Bixby, and certainly they did that a week ago.
Well, and I had Stillwater winning the ball game, and I really thought the freshman tailback and Gunner and that defense and the big off. I mean, you know what? And they had a great year. I mean, the kids shouldn't hang their heads over there. They had a great year. And they've got 2 more years to look ahead of, many more than that. But the next 2 years are going to be really, really exciting for the Stillwater Pioneers.
They are, and I'll tell you what, I want to say this, and we haven't mentioned his name, but I think the most underrated player in the entire state of Oklahoma is Garrett Lemming from Stillwater, Oklahoma. That kid is, of course, you got Gunnar Gundy, quarterback, and you got the freshman Quantrell Walker. They get all the headlines.
Right.
But I'm telling you, the guy that makes all the plays is Garrett Lemming. Yeah. Offense, defense, special teams.
Best all-around football player on the team.
No doubt about it.
Best all-around football player on the team, no doubt. Yep. Good year, though, for the Pioneers.
Bottom half of the bracket, Booker T. Washington easily over Putnam City, 56-21. Lawton easily over Muskogee, 57-36. Sets up Booker T. and Lawton. By the way, Booker T. Lawton game will be played at UCO as well as at Midwest City Bixby game.
Both Friday night games?
Booker T. will have to bring
Saturday, 1 and 7.
Booker T. will have to work. They're not just going to show up and win that game. I think they will win it, but they're going to have to work. They can't just show up and run a handful of plays and try to stay basic and just try to stay close to the vest, not make any mistakes, and beat Lawton. Lawton's too good, and Lawton also has that Bixby factor to them. If you look at Lawton's track record, they're used to winning these games. So Booker T. is going to have to come and play their A game or they will lose that game. Now, having said that, I'm favoring Booker T., but I would not be surprised if they lost.
Well, Booker T., they know how to win too, and very proud history over Booker T. And we've been here in Guthrie. We've been in some epic ball games with them over the years, and I mean, these cats can flat out play, and they've got two of the best skilled position kids in the state of Oklahoma on that squad. So I really think it's going to be a heck of a ball. I agree with you, Case. I wouldn't be shocked if Lawton won the game, if Booker T's off a little bit, a couple things happen here or there. But I think it's a game that Booker T should win. Would you agree with that?
Booker T. Oh, absolutely.
I think you'd be surprised that if you looked at the amount of the state titles that Booker T hasn't won, you have this perception that they've won like 18 gold balls in the last 30 years.
Right.
They've only won like 2.
Yeah, but but they've been there, all right there for many, many, many times over the last 20 years. So it's at all different levels, 5A, 6A. I mean,
many people don't realize that Booker T. They think it's an interstate Tulsa school. It's actually a magnet school.
It's a magnet school.
The smartest kids in Tulsa go there.
Yeah.
Real quickly,
and the kids that can run 4.3s.
That's correct. The smartest kids in Tulsa that can run 4.3s.
Yes, that's right.
Hey, real quick, we won't be real long in Class 5A football. 8 games, 3 teams go on the road and win in 5A, which is kind of unheard of because 5A is so one-sided usually. But 3 of the 8 teams go on the road and win it. Noble goes to Bishop Kelly and takes it to them, 36-7.
That's surprising.
Claremore went to Shawnee, won 21-14.
And
Tahlequah, the 4 seed, beat district champion Coweta 19-7.
Wow. I don't know anything about Coweta, but just having seen them when they came down here 3 or 4 years ago, that doesn't surprise me. They're not off the charts talented. Who knows what Tahlequah has? I mean, they might have a couple of Native Americans that can anchor a defensive line that are plus 300 pounds that you can't run the ball on that nobody knows about, right? That might have decided just to turn it on and play that week. So who knows what Tahlequah has? I don't know, but the Noble thing doesn't surprise me at all.
The score surprised me.
The score surprised me.
They took it to them.
I mean, they beat the brakes off.
Noble with their offensive coordinator Kyle Davison, and the job that he does and the scheme that they run. It does not surprise me that in a playoff setting it won't surprise me if they go and beat Ardmore this week. That won't surprise me a bit.
Noble inside Noble Stadium
will not surprise me a bit.
That would surprise me.
And it wouldn't surprise me if they – in fact, it would surprise me if they didn't score quite a few points against Ardmore.
I've got Ardmore being the second-best team in 5A, so it would surprise me.
I'm going to say Ardmore's the second most talented team. I don't disagree with that, but I think Ardmore has the type of schematics and the type of personnel to match those schematics that can give Ardmore absolute fits when you talk about Noble's offense versus Ardmore's defense.
I would agree with Ardmore too. I haven't seen Noble, so it's probably not fair to say. But a lot of people would have McGinnis number 2, of course. Dominic Richardson and Owen Condon both out with season-ending injuries, and they get by Del City 28-21. This is a scenario, Casey, where their first-round game will be tougher than their second-round game as Tahlequah comes to Oklahoma City.
Of course, we got to remember too that we didn't see the 3 best players that Ardmore had to offer last week. They did not play, and their number 1 best player, their quarterback T-Row Roberts, did not play. So we didn't see their 3 most dynamic players. So that's probably not fair to make that assumption. But 5A is, and other than Carl Albert, everybody's playing for second place, obviously. And I mean, they're just a head over heels. But the McGinnis situation is interesting. You know, they have such good coaching and such good scheme, and they believe that they're going to win every game they're going to play. They have that swag to them. But in our opinion, Ardmore's more talented. So which one's going to win out?
Yeah, we'll find out not this week, but next week when both teams, assuming Ardmore gets past Noble, Claremore's like Carl Albert and Altus, who needed the fourth quarter to take down Lawton Eisenhower. Final score there was 35-28. So Skytook will come to Altus, and one of my McGinnis friends goes,
I won't be there.
One of my McGinnis friends said, "Hey, we got to drive 2 hours and 45 minutes to Tahlequah." I go, "You realize you just sent this to the guy who's been to Woodward, Guyman, and Ardmore 3 weeks in a row, and Lawton in about 4 or 5 weeks." So I didn't want to hear it. Okay, we need to get a timeout on the other side. I told you so about this team. I told you so.
Hate it when he
I
gets
told
like
you
that.
so.
Hate it when he gets
and I
like
can't
that.
wait to talk about them because they are. It is a very cool story. We'll talk about them after this timeout. This is the High School Huddle presented by the Legacy Wealth Advisory Group.
Hey,
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
What makes a great bank? Financial strength, convenient hours in multiple locations, the latest financial tools. Bank First offers this and more, a lot more. In fact, Bank First employees volunteer with nonprofits, serve on school boards, church and civic groups in every city we serve. Bank First does this because we're more than just another bank. We're an integral part of 50 Oklahoma communities. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma and you. Member FDIC.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 and the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
F&M Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. F&M Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out F&M Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. F&M Bank is a neighbor you can count on. F&M Bank, member FDIC.
These tenders have always been my number one. Crispy, tasty, crazy delicious. They rule.
Celebrate Golden Chick's golden anniversary with Golden Tenders. Pick up the $6 3-tender deal today. 3 crispy hand-battered tenders, fries or mashed potatoes, a hot roll, gravy or sauce, and a 20-ounce drink. All for just $6.
50 years. You rock, Golden Chick.
Golden Chick.
At Brown Engineering, our civil and environmental engineering services specialize in water systems for rural water districts and small communities in Oklahoma. Our architectural services specialize in civic and commercial architecture for small to medium-sized communities throughout the state. For engineering projects, call Phil Brown or Mike Brown. And for architectural projects, contact Jana Phillips at 405-372-4848. Brown Engineering, Architecture and Engineering. Legacy Wealth Advisory Group, your business wealth advisory experts, provide consulting, training, and turnkey solutions for businesses and their employees. Legacy provides solutions and strategies for employee benefits, human resources, commercial insurance, estate planning, and tax planning. Visit them online at legacywag.com or contact Legacy at 405-216-5578 for a free consultation and start planning your future today.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle. Join the huddle yourself and let us know your thoughts by calling our toll-free number at 1-800-897-3678. Don't have time to call? Send us a text at 405-973-8645 or simply tweet us by using the hashtag OKHSHuddle. Now let's get back in the huddle and talk high school sports.
Bill, are you done with your moment of silence yet?
Yes.
Okay.
We talked about before the show started. Okay. Along with Jordan in our Stillwater studio, Casey Porter, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you here on this Wednesday night, taking you up to the top of the hour, talking high school athletics, high school football as we get set for round 2 of the football game. Don't worry, guys. I got the OSSA check. I got that put in the mail yesterday. So
got the ransom paid.
Got that paid for. Real quickly.
Don't get Phil started on that. There was a 45-minute Phil Nichols power hour on that last week.
Well, I had to cram it into about 15 minutes.
Then my wife had to listen to it.
I wasn't here.
Home.
I was listening on my way.
Yeah.
No, on my way to the coaches.
Is that what the kids are calling these days? Scrapbooking.
Okay. All the way to UConn.
Okay.
Outstanding conversation. You were right on the money with that.
I do appreciate it. Chris and I talked about it off the air. You know, it's a tough deal because we've got a lot of friends that work down there, and we've continued to think about it. We're still trying to find. The other side, right?
Yeah.
So
prove me wrong. What parts that you came up with were you wrong about? It'd be hard to find.
Yeah.
Made about $7,000 on streaming rights last week. I don't know what that money goes toward, but
there goes my pass next year from the OSSA.
that was a little bit too risque for the scrapbooking. So
I told Chris I'm going to show up at a playoff game and there's going to be a guy from the OSSA saying, "Thank you, and he'll take my pass." That'll be $10.
How did you get
from
that
Guthrie
pass?
Administration's watching. We need a media class.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and we need a student broadcast.
Yes,
you still have commercials too. Yeah. All right, I told you we're going to dip down to 2A football. So
where'd that come from?
I don't know. I can't say. We're going to dip down to 2A football and brag about the Hennessy Eagles.
Come on now.
Started the season 0-6. Won their last 4 ball games to get into the playoffs and go on the road to Luther and win 21-20.
That's big.
And now have won 5 ball games in a row. They begin the season. I was talking about their schedule. It's the toughest schedule in the nation. Oklahoma Christian Academy, a Class A top team.
That's who Crescent would have to play next week. Yeah.
Perkins, Kingfisher, Jones, Alva, Chisholm.
That's tough.
And then Perry.
Like Guthrie's schedule, if you could just make it through that gauntlet, then you're so well prepared for the last part of your season. And Hennessy is another one of those communities that has a lot of give and take. Meaning you have kids that come in, you have kids that leave, so your roster is a little bit different every year, based on the employment situation in that community. And apparently they have enough kids to have a talented team this year. But as far as the first 5 games, they were very difficult, and that paid off for them as they stuck with it, and by the last 5 games, they were very good. So
Luther had a 21-6 lead, and the Eagles came, and Luther's only loss this year was to Millwood. Now, Luther had some off-the-field stuff that was 2A brothers lost their mom to a heart attack, and so there was obviously heavy hearts in Luther. But Luther's only loss was to Millwood. So coming down from 21-6 for the Hennessy Eagles with that schedule we talked about. So congratulations to the Eagles. I don't know if I could pick you this week, but
come on, Chris, pick them.
I'm rooting for you.
Did you pick them last week?
I think so. No, I don't think we picked it. In my heart, I would have said yes, just because.
When he was saying
you
his
said
prayers,
my team. I'm assuming you picked them to win last week.
Well, yeah,
he's been bragging about him the last 5 weeks.
Okay.
He has. So.
They're on the road to Davis this time, so the schedule's
not Davis, but Davis.
Davis, the schedule's picking up again. So best of luck to them. Chisholm, no problem over Meeker, 37-7. Davis, by the way, beat Hobart 47-18. Millwood, who's going to be your eventual state champion here in a few weeks, took down Tonkawa 63-0. Yeah, Chisholm. Yeah, it'd be.
They might say
3 touchdowns.
They
maybe
might say hey, but I mean,
Coach Yak may have something to say about that.
Yeah.
I know the coaches played now. Okay.
They put them in the right spots. 4A football, real quick. We won't go long on 4A football. We need one more break here in a minute. Okay. Heritage Hall over Tuttle. Broken Bow over Cashel Hall. You got Wagner over Podo, then Blanchard over Elk City. So top of the bracket, you got Heritage Hall, Broken Bow, and then you have Blanchard going to Wagner. Ada, who's moving up to 5A football next year. There's the last shot here. They took down Elgin, and they will take on Ulaga Talala.
Is McBroom still the coach at Ada?
No, don't believe so. And then Bethany got a first-round win over Reagan Wolf and Weatherford, 35-21. So it was Reagan playing Bethany, the new coach that was under Reagan, now the head coach of Bethany. So that was just
Bethany's not a team I don't think you want to play this time of the year.
No, and they won by 2 scores, 35-21. So they
have good facilities, don't they?
Bethany?
Oh,
yeah,
man,
yeah,
in every sport. I don't know, what would that be, kind of the western and well, pretty much just straight western part of Oklahoma City, right?
3A football, Jones continues the road. They took down Chandler 68-6. John Marshall easily over Pauls Valley 42-7. Kingfisher won on and off the field, they didn't win off the field. Kingfisher won on the field 40-14 over Douglas, but Kingfisher, big injury. Crosswhite kid out for the season.
Yeah, broke his arm.
That's tough.
That's real tough.
Kid's had a heck of a year.
Well, I know Coach Blundell is probably worrying about that to death from a baseball perspective, too. He's an outstanding middle infielder for the Kingfisher baseball team. Who is going
junior
to
or senior?
Junior.
Junior running back.
I'll tell you, that Kingfisher baseball team is going to be absolutely dynamite this year.
So Kingfisher goes to Oklahoma City, takes on John Marshall. I know we always root for the Jackets, and they will have their tough chore on the road against Roshan Woods and the John Marshall Bears. By the way, Jones will host Plainview in a second-round matchup, and we're getting closer to that Jones-Berry Hill matchup. Berry Hill 61-14 over Shakota. Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, don't sleep on Plainview, though. They won by like 49-0 last week, didn't they?
67-48 over the Citation
67-48.
Citation City, Marlowe.
150, 115 points scored in a 48-minute football game.
What's your favorite restaurant in Shakota?
Favorite restaurant in Shakota?
Yeah, I know you have one. Oh boy,
I don't know. I don't know.
I picked the one town Casey doesn't have a favorite restaurant.
I've refereed a basketball game there. But
did you throw anybody out?
No, it was Jason Turk we were refereeing for.
Okay. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I was just thinking Carrie Underwood and how great job she did at the CMA Awards.
She did do a good job. Her and Brad is it Paisley?
Paisley. Yeah.
They're funny. They have good timing with each other. And Carrie's, well, she's Carrie.
What do you mean?
Oh, she's a very talented young lady.
She can sing.
She's a singer.
All right.
Okay.
We better take a break. We got one final timeout left.
She has good microphones.
Boy, that
okay,
girl.
You know what? We're timeout. This is the High School Huddle presented by Legacy Wealth Advisory Group.
Legacy Wealth Advisory Group, your business wealth advisory experts, provide consulting, training, and turnkey solutions for businesses and their employees. Legacy provides solutions and strategies for employee benefits, human resources, commercial insurance, estate planning, and tax planning. Visit them online at legacywag.com or contact Legacy at 405-216-5578 for a free consultation and start planning your future today.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 in the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
What makes a great bank? Financial strength, convenient hours in multiple locations, the latest financial tools. Bank First offers this and more, a lot more. In fact, Bank First employees volunteer with nonprofits, serve on school boards, church and civic groups in every city we serve. Bank First does this because we're more than just another bank. We're an integral part of 50 Oklahoma communities. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma and you. Member FDIC.
Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600. At Brown Engineering, our civil and environmental engineering services specialize in water systems for rural water districts and small communities in Oklahoma. Our architectural services specialize in civic and commercial architecture for small to medium-sized communities throughout the state. For engineering projects, call Phil Brown or Mike Brown. And for architectural projects, contact Jana Phillips at 405-372-4848. Brown Engineering, Architecture and Engineering. F&M Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. F&M Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out F&M Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. F&M Bank is a neighbor you can count on. F&M Bank, member FDIC.
These tenders have always been my number one. Crispy, tasty, crazy delicious. They rule.
Celebrate Golden Chick's golden anniversary with Golden Tenders. Pick up the $6 3-tender deal today. 3 crispy hand-battered tenders, fries or mashed potatoes, a hot roll, gravy or sauce, and a 20-ounce drink. All for just $6.
50 years. You rock, Golden Chick.
Golden Chick.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle. Join the huddle yourself and let us know your thoughts by calling our toll-free number at 1-800-897-3678. Don't have time to call? Send us a text at 405-973-8645 or simply tweet us by using the hashtag OKHSHuddle. Now let's get back in the huddle and talk high school sports.
Final segment. High School Huddle presented by Legacy Wealth Advisory Group. LegacyWag.com, LegacyWagBenefits.com is the website you need to go and check it out. More exciting news on the way coming. Again, Friday night, we 3, along with Craig Fleck and Kel Evans, will be in Crescent, Oklahoma.
Wait, whoa. So has Roach been terminated?
He doesn't
the chosen one?
No, he'll be back next week. He called last night.
He's on a 2-week vacation. No one knows what we're talking about, so we got to move on.
I called him and I said, man,
I didn't get a vote on this.
You're the 3rd most important person of our crew, and so we need you back.
We will be there Friday night covering Rejoice Christian at Crescent, 2 of the top teams in Class A football, and should be a fun night. Can't wait to get over there, maybe get some dinner over there as
some
well.
Predictions of the game? It's only right we do predictions.
Well, we're all going to pick Crescent, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but what's the score?
Casey,
what's your score?
Okay.
Well, Chris is scared to put a score out there, and we understand that. Go ahead, Casey.
I've not seen either team all year. Now you want me to make a score?
I'm going to say it's going to be somewhere 48-24.
I like that score, actually.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think that's right.
All right, I'll go 47-23.
There you go. See, jumped right in.
You're doing the Price is Right deal.
Yeah, just waiting.
$1.
You're betting $1.
$1.
Just waiting.
Hey, congratulations, Coyle, the Blue Jackets. 3 of the 4 teams in Logan County still playing football. They took down Blue Jacket 64-14. That's the good news. The other good news is Pond Creek Hunters on the other side of the bracket, so they can at least get to the finals before Pond Creek wins it.
Shane Weathers does a great job over there, and his staff. Josh Summerall does a wonderful job. Super job as a superintendent. So good stuff. Good stuff.
Pond Creek was only able to get 48 on the scoreboard. Of course, they held Thackerville to 0. So.
Ooh.
High school wrestling. There's some early season tournaments going on right now, or not tournaments, but festivals, if you will.
Yeah, Guthrie. I'm excited about Guthrie wrestling. I know Coach has done a great job of getting the kids ready here in town for the wrestling season, and it should be a lot of fun. Got a lot of. Our lower weights are stacked. Of course, you got Big Dane Jenkins coming back and state qualifier from last year, and should be a heck of a good year. I talked to a guy very close to the program. Thinks that we have a shot at getting 7 or possibly even 8 kids to the state tournament. So that'd be a heck of a year.
No doubt about that. So we will see how that should come up here. And again, it'll really get kick-started here in about, 2-3 weeks when the season, football season comes to an end and all that good stuff.
The Tournament of Champions usually is the finals week, 5A finals week, which will be in 2 weeks from now at Perry, the Perry TOC.
I think that's right.
I think it's 2 weeks from now.
That'd be fun to go to.
Yeah.
That would be fun. All right, we need to get out of here. Back to the hits and music and all that good stuff. Back to Phil's songs.
Casey's wife's happy again.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
All right, we are out of here. Best of luck to your high school football team this week. Again, we will be in Crescent for the Rejoice Christian. We will come back with a full report of that next week. For Jordan in our Stillwater studio, appreciate her as always. For my partner, Phil Nichols, Casey Porter, I'm Chris Evans. We'll talk to you next time here on the High School Huddle, presented by the Legacy Wealth Advisory Group.
This has been the High School Huddle on Hot 93.7 FM. Be sure to tune in next week as we break down more of the top games and news from across the state of Oklahoma.